I'm dripping junket. How you doing everyone? Ralfy of Ralphy's Reviews, Team No Steep. We're going to do another review today. We're going to look at this Petri Mod clone. So it's a Petri Dotmod clone. We've just got these in and I really like it. I think it's ever such a sleek, sexy little number. If the camera will pick up that detailing on the button, it's lush. Really is lush. We'll get down and have a look, see what comes in the box. There's a few little interesting features that I hope catch your eye like they did mine. And we'll talk about what you get and how it works and all the rest of it. See you in a minute. So here he is in his box. First thing I noticed was these brass pins. More about those later, but we'll take him out and have a look. So we've got a lovely little tube mod, quite short. If you put it next to a 510, it's not massively long. It's got this non-hybrid traditional style 510 connector, a nice little push button with that motif on the bottom, that lovely design that I tried to show you earlier. Now this 510 is not spring loaded. What they've done instead is where those brass pins come in. We'll take the top cap off. We'll take the fire button out. So obviously that just leaves us with a straight metal tube. And the spring part comes in this insulating ring that your battery sits on. Yeah, and if I push that, you'll see it's spring loaded. So once your battery's in, it's going to push on the bottom of this brass pin, which in turn goes through and pushes on the centre connector of your ATA. Now what they've done, which is quite clever, is they've given you 4, because there's one already fitted, different sized brass pins, and they've all got rings machined into them, and the longer they are, the more rings they've got. So in my hand here we've got 2, 3 and 4, or 2, 3 and 5, plus the one that's already in there. So once you fit it all up, when you screw your ATA on and you fit this on the tube, oh excuse me, fumble it on the floor, fit this on the tube, pop your battery in, nipple up as always, then fit your bottom, screw your ATA on, and if there's battery rattle or if your fire button's a bit loose, then you need a longer pin. So it's adjustable by means of changing that brass pin. Now all I do to change it is get your top cap or get a nice deep 510 drip tip, sit it on there, then get a little screwdriver down there, tap it with something like a pair of pliers, and you'll knock that pin straight out. And do the reverse that way up to fit the other pin. It's really simple. So it's quite ingenious. There's one spring in the bottom and one spring for the button, and that's how it adjusts. Let's have a look at how it's built. The finish on it is absolutely spot on. The gold work looks great. I'm not sure how long it will last because they're not expensive, but it looks finished fantastically. Like I say, this I really like this, and I really like these little cutouts that you press to fire it off. So it's not got a locking ring on the fire button. What it's got instead is a fire button that sits just about flush, so it doesn't fire off when you stand it up. And to fire it, all you need to do is just catch one of those little grooves and you're away. There's a little bit of engraving that I don't think the camera will pick up etched into here. There's Petri and a number, which I'm taking it as the serial number, but bear in mind these are clones, so take that with a pinch of salt. And Dotmod in there as well, which is lovely. Matching gold ring on the top of the top cap, which is really nice. All the threads are great. They really are great. They're super smooth. The 510 super smooth, and the finish on this paint is a beautiful satin black. Now I've been all over this and I've not found fault. There's not even any marks that lead you to think that it's been cheaply painted or finished roughly or whatever. It's just absolutely delightful. Takes all sorts. Everything I've tried, screws straight in and works pretty well. Like I say, the fire button is nice and precise. It's not too heavy on the spring. You just touch one of these little cutouts a little bit and it'll fire away. It really complements my brass still air that needs a polish, modified still air that needs a polish, with the gold against the black. I think that looks really nice. And of course they do their own range of RDAs in various colours. The black one on here looks absolutely spot on. So there you go. This is our Petri Dotmod mechanical tube mod clone. Fits together lovely, the finish is spot on, the fire buttons are light yet precise, and it's got that unique adjustable brass 510 interchangeable pin setup, which for me works really well. What I'll do, I'll pop my dripper back on and we'll go back up top and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so there we have it. You know, it's sleek and stylish, it's nice and slim. It's not really long, but not super short. It's kind of middle of the range in the length wise. Like I said, the finish is fantastic. There's no missing paint. We've got it in a gold finish as well, which is just as nice. But I guess it's going to be a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. Not that that sort of thing bothers me. How does it work? How does it perform? Let me have another vape on the old girl. It performs great. It doesn't hit as hard as my high-end hybrids, like my AV mods, my AV Apollo, or my Limitless. But given in mind that it's not got a hybrid connector on the top, it works really well. You know, I mean, you're not going through a spring. That's what I like. There's no power's going through a spring. There's nothing spring loaded in the 510 stakes because you've got that little pin. So by default, that pin's going to touch straight on top of your battery. The button's going to fit straight on top of your battery. You can see it's got a little brass screw in. If you undo it, it's not an adjuster. Your switch will just get loose if you undo it. You can undo it and take it apart and clean it out and so on and so forth. You might even be able to get magnets, because this one's spring loaded. You might be able to get magnets that replace the spring. I'm a huge fan of magnets. I think they're really good. And you've got that spring-loaded battery doofer that takes all the slack out of your 510, providing you've got the right pin in. Great design. Excuse me. Great design. Really well finished. Obviously, you can have this whichever way up you like. It doesn't really make any difference. Threads are the same both ends. But it goes together really easily, really smoothly. And I'm yet to have a problem with it, other than the fact that I don't want to put it down because it's just really nice. You know? So Petri Dotmod style mechanical mod, winner chicken dinner in my book. Super sleek, super sexy, love the style, love the little design features, love that motif again. One last shot on that, if it camera, look at that, how shiny is it as well? Look, you can see out the window in the reflection. It's great. If you fancy one and don't want to spend all of that money on a genuine, if you just want to have one for a little bit, or if you want to try it, that's what I do now. I'll buy a clone, try it to death. If I fall in love with it, buy an authentic. That way you're supporting the original guys, which is bang on, and you're getting a real last for years item rather than something that's very good for the money, but not an original. It's bang on. Now remember people, smoking kills, vaping saves lives. Which do you choose? I'll catch you again next time, and I'm going to have another vape. See you soon.